Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video is the highly requested what I eat in a day. So naturally I am starting off with breakfast, and today I had time to make avocado toast, which I normally don't have time for this, so this is a luxury, but I really do enjoy it. I like to heat up some coconut oil on my pan, and today I only had 1 egg. Normally I like to make this with 2, but had to make do with what I had. Personally, I think avocados taste the best on toasted sourdough, so that's what I'm doing right here. Also, avocados are really high in good fat, so it's kind of just like a natural butter. It's really sweet and it has the same texture as butter as well. I absolutely love it. I could definitely eat it every day if possible. For some more added freshness, I'm chopping up some cherry tomatoes, which normally I don't like tomatoes, but if I chop them up really small, then I do enjoy them. Finishing it off with sea salt and cracked pepper, and of course my egg, and that is my breakfast. Obviously I don't have time for this kind of breakfast every morning, but if I do, I love making it. Now, when I mean realistic, I mean it, because most of the time I only have enough time to eat cereal in the morning, or I'm just too lazy to cook. So one of my favorite cereals is shredded wheats. It's probably not the healthiest. I know it's not the healthiest, but I love it. And I was just making it for Patrick and I prefer it with cashew or almond milk. So this morning, Patrick and I both had off, so we really wanted something yummy. So we were making these crepes, and it was already a pre-bought package, so all you needed to do was add water and an egg, mix it all together, and then fry it in a pan. And we like to cook with coconut oil, preferably if we have it. If not, then we use butter, but I do prefer to cook with coconut oil. There's lots of ways to dress your crepe, but I really love blueberries and some powdered sugar, and of course, good old Canadian maple syrup. Moving on to lunch, I am a big lunch person just because if I'm not eating midday, then I get a little bit shaky, and especially if I'm filming or editing, I definitely need to eat something. So on most days, I actually eat this salad from Asda. It's really healthy. It's like a spicy chicken, superfood mixed leaves, there's a spicy mango dressing, and then lots of vegetables in it as well. It's a good portion, and it's like $1.50, so Patrick and I always buy a bunch in the week if we don't have a lot of time to make our own lunch. We love these salads. Of course, I also like to add half an avocado to it, and I also do put flax and chia seeds on it as well, just for some crunch. I also like to add dates to my salad. I know it seems weird, but I promise you it tastes so good. It just adds a little sweet chewiness to it. With all of my meals, I like to have a big glass of water and just sit down and relax and enjoy my lunch. Today's lunch was a tuna wrap, so this is a pre-drained tuna can. So I just chop it up, and then I like to add this olive oil mayonnaise. I've always used it, my mom always bought it, so I just prefer it to normal mayonnaise. I think it's a little bit healthier, hopefully, but I just mix it all together, and then I chop up some iceberg lettuce for some crunch, put it all together on a tortilla, and I love hot sauce, so I put a capful of this Red Hot Wings hot sauce on it, and then wrap it all up, serve it with a bunch of grapes, and this is a really quick, easy lunch for me. This lunch was over the weekend, and Patty and I had just come back from a really intense circuit class, so we definitely needed some protein and something a little bit heartier. So I was just cooking up some beef with cumin, salt, and pepper, and then I made scrambled eggs. So I just took 4 eggs and scrambled them together, and I also love to add salsa to my eggs just so it brings in a little bit of an added kick and some freshness with the tomato. You know, this lunch wouldn't be complete without some avocado, so I just diced them up and put it on top of the eggs, and then just placed the meat on top, wrapped it up, served it with some grapes, and that was our delicious lunch. It was so good and so filling. Moving on to dinner, Patrick and I love a good basic dinner, so we always have some sort of potato and some sort of meat and greens, although this week we were kind of lacking in the greens department, so don't judge us here. But this is how I make my potatoes. I just cut them up, and I also like to cut up some onions with it, and then I add some olive oil in it, cracked black pepper, sea salt, cayenne pepper for some kick, and some chopped garlic, and then mix it all together, and then just evenly place it out on a pan. I put it on the fan setting at 180 for about 28 minutes and it cooks perfectly. As I was doing this, Patrick was trying to attempt flipping the chicken, but I don't think he succeeded too well. Normally we would have a salad or some greens with this, but I only had mushrooms, so again, gotta make do with what you have in the fridge. So I'm cooking this with butter and garlic, really simple, and these are just button mushrooms. I'm a big fan of mushrooms, so not a lot of greens on our plate, but it was still a delicious meal. And this is our last meal, and it's a good surf and turf. So I bought this Montreal steak sauce when I was back home, and oh, I love this stuff. So I'm just putting it all over our steaks, and then I'm just making the potatoes again, but kind of changing it up just a little bit. I'm slicing them instead of making them into cubes. I'm not adding onions this time, but I'm adding my olive oil, cracked black pepper, and then I'm adding rosemary, which is just really good on potatoes. I love it. And then also some garlic, and then mixing it all together. And I decided to put a wax sheet down on the pan because the other time I did it, it kind of stuck, so this just helps prevent that. Again, putting it in the oven at 180 on the fan setting for 28 minutes. So I picked up these mussels from Lidl, and they're in a tomato chorizo sauce, and I just decided to try them out. They actually tasted really good. I was really surprised for like a store-bought, pre-made mussels, but you just put them on a pan with a lid that clearly doesn't fit for a couple of minutes just to heat up. They were honestly so easy to make, and they were delicious. Plating it up, you have these potatoes, which were so good. Patty also made some ribs. I didn't know he was making them, but had some ribs, we had a steak, and then mussels to top it off. Again, no greens here. We look so unhealthy, but this meal was unreal. But that is it for this video. It is realistic in what we ate last week. We did go out a lot, and normally there is a lot more greens in our diet, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!